Hi and welcome to Astrology for the People. This is for the full moon in Gemini on Wednesday the 14th of December at 10:05 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So this is the lunar cycle that will encompass Christmas. And we don't have the new moon until the 29th. So it's going to be an interesting fortnight, guys. I actually recorded a video for you last fortnight, and then after 4 days of attempting to upload it, I had to finally give in because technology was just not being kind. So obviously something wasn't meant to be about what came through then. So I'll be interested to see, what we can unpack in this chart. And there's a lot happening, but there's some really common themes that these aspects are grouping around. So I'm excited to share this with you. It feels like quite an empowered time. And similar to the last couple of charts I've shared with you, there's a lot of choice at the moment. Of course, there's always a lot of choice, but sometimes you can feel a really strong kind of fated energy where, stuff's kind of going to go down regardless. And then there are times when it's like, well, this is going to be as hard as we make it. It is a powerful time and, challenges are inevitable, but we really have the choice to ground here and respond in a helpful way rather than reacting. It can be quite a reactive couple of weeks ahead of us. So I'm going to dive in for you. Oh gosh, it's funny. I don't know whether I'm reading this chart as being really typically Christmas because I know Christmas is coming. Or whether it really is just, quite a time of conflict, relationships, family. And, it is like a bit of it is just a no-brainer. It doesn't feel like it's, being slanted by the Christmas bang at all. Because we do have Saturn in Sag with its rigid ideas and its tendency towards closed-mindedness. We've got Uranus in Aries, which is opposite Jupiter at the moment. Uranus is really explosive down in Aries and this is my way and like, no, screw you. And Jupiter in Libra is kind of like, well, how can we expand and grow in the way that we do relationship here? How can we compromise? How can we work together? But meanwhile, we've got this stuff going on with Chiron and Lilith that's saying, well, we need to assert our needs. And Saturn kind of saying, we need to grow up. This isn't about suppression, it's about maturing and finding ways to communicate what we need without making someone else wrong. So it's all really interesting. And of course, you apply it to a context like the Christmas period and you find yourself bumping up against people with different ideas and having a variety of ways that you can choose to respond to that. And it feels like at the moment, the invitation is to break down the dichotomy a little bit between either kind of saying nothing and gritting your teeth and suppressing and not being honest about who you are and what you need. And then the other extreme of like blowing up and you're this and you're that. And, the kind of two ways that we've been shown to deal with things in mainstream society, we're really needing to bring in the third way at the moment, which is what I just touched on before. How can we be true to ourselves and communicate what we need without making another person wrong, without going into any kind of verbal aggression or passive aggression even, It's not constructive. So, yeah, it's an interesting one for us to explore this Christmas. Saturn's really asking us to mature. It's within 3 degrees of the sun for this full moon. And what we're really seeing here is we've gathered a massive bunch of tools over the course of this year. It's been a big year of growth and learning. We have these tools at our disposal now. Can we use them in the most challenging of circumstances, which is often around family? So that's the question, and that's what I'd like to encourage you to explore. We've also got Mercury and Pluto doing something cool. It is a conjunction. So that's cool. That's, this is a once a year thing. Oh, next Mercury will go retrograde, so it's going to happen a couple of times. Mercury and Pluto are going to be dancing together, which is exciting. So, well, yes and no. There's a tendency for sharp tongues there. That can fuel the Christmas challenge as well. But what we also have is the ability to really penetrate deeply into the underlying issues of stuff. what's going on, to be able to have those deeper conversations. The opportunity is there, and there's the real potential to shift some quite old dynamics here. You know, if you have a dynamic with a family member that just repeatedly triggers you and seems to keep cycling in the same way, it's like, how can you do it differently this time? Do you have to stay stuck in that old way? No. Even though it might be a little uncomfortable adjusting to a new way of being, the starting point is to err on the side of being the fly on the wall. So it's not about suppressing what you need, and it's not about imposing your ideas on other people either. It's about being able to stop and have a look and go, oh, okay, this is what's going on here. Oh, right, okay, so that's what's sitting at, oh, okay, this is like something from my childhood to do with needing to be taken seriously or wanting my views to be respected or whatever it is. I really encourage you to have a look at the heart of the issue in yourself first, and then you can start to explore and start to practice. Don't underestimate the power of role play. We offer it to children who are exploring new ways of being in social situations. If you've had the chance to practice saying a couple of times something like, you know, I fully respect where you're coming from, you know, I don't agree, but we don't have to go there right now. You know, that's simple enough way for you to be true to where you're at, honor the fact that you don't really want to have a conflict or a big debate about it at this particular moment in time, but not kind of swaying or pretending you agree either. Finding ways that you can kind of redirect the conversation or change the course of a pattern or a dynamic that's playing out that, you know, you can get comfortable with using, because it's hard to fly by the seat of your pants when old patterns are the easiest way to go. You just want to go into, oh yeah, no worries, and then, oh God, you know. So I really encourage you to align with that authenticity and then start exploring in yourself first how you can express that in a way that's really respectful of others. A really great quote actually just landed in my head, which was, disagreements are inevitable, but disrespect is optional. You know, that's a choice. We can disagree with someone. It doesn't mean we have to disrespect them. And often, you know, we're better at that if we're the ones who are kind of working on ourselves and being aware. It can be easy to, you know, make it about the other person and how they're treating you. But people only treat us in the way that we have essentially guided them to treat us over time. And so as we start to make subtle shifts, you know, people are going to kind of be a bit surprised by that. Be prepared for people to be a little bit thrown, but you can do it gently. You can do it respectfully. You don't have to choose between keeping up the facade for another year and letting all hell break loose. There is a real middle road that you can take with this one. So, I feel like I've just ranted this video, but not like a nice open rant, like a very Saturnian kind of, I had a good look at this chart, and because there were so many aspects going on, so it all kind of became clear and I have a sense of what's going on with it mentally. Yeah, I'm in an interesting space. I'm kind of feeling a little bit self-contained, and you guys might sense that I'm a little bit different this week. But it's lovely to share with you just the same. I hope that's supportive. You know, it is an interesting time we're coming into. It's a bit of a love-hate thing, Christmas, isn't it? Like, some people love it, some people hate it. If it's not Christmas for you and it's some other holiday, it's, you know, it's when people come together. It's when work is generally slowed down, unless you're in retail. And yeah, it's always an interesting time of year, regardless. So I think the other thing that actually popped into my head when I looked at this chart right at the start, and it's not the kind of thing that I normally say, but be careful on the roads, because Saturn is saying slow down and Uranus can be shock and trauma. So just, you know, consequences of actions and make sure you're focusing and stuff. Yeah, like I said, not normally the kind of advice I give, but it did pop into my head really clearly and loudly. So take it easy. Look after yourself. Remember self-care. There's some stuff with Venus going on that says, you know, don't go too much into excess, but that felt like a bit of a no-brainer for Christmas, to be honest. We're all going to get a little bit, probably, yeah, out of moderation at times. But, yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Gosh, it sounds like a public health announcement this week, doesn't it? Be safe on the roads. Don't drink too much. Merry Christmas all. Happy holidays. And I will see you just before the new year. for the new moon in Capricorn. Woohoo! Exciting times. Love you all very much. If you want to see more of what I do, check out www.theheartgarden.com.au. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, especially if you know someone who can benefit from some of these insights right now. I now have my freebies page up on my site, so you can download the Awakened Women's Guide to Empowered Relationship. You can download the Deep Feminine MP3, as well as a couple of other goodies. So feel free to go and sink your teeth in. Have some yummy Christmas presents from me. I would send you fudge, but you know. So much love. So much love. Journey well, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon.